March 3, 2023, 3:14 a.m. Eliza Croft's apartment, Boston, Massachusetts. Eliza Croft wasn't the kind of person who stayed up late. She worked remote tech support for a banking software company, kept to herself, and always fell asleep by 10:30 with an eye mask on and her humidifier bubbling beside her. But that night she woke up without reason. No sound, no phone buzz, no bad dream. She just opened her eyes and immediately felt wrong. She couldn't explain it. The apartment was silent, but some tiny signal, some animal part of her brain was buzzing, like a presence in the room. Noah down the hallway. She sat up. Her bedroom faced a long, narrow hall that led to the bathroom and kitchen. Nothing fancy, maybe 15 feet. Usually, she kept the door closed at night, but tonight it was open, and at the very end of that hallway, just barely illuminated by the red LED from her router, she saw a face. What it looked like. She didn't scream, not because she wasn't terrified, but because the moment she laid eyes on it, her body went numb, like some part of her shut down to protect her from whatever her eyes were seeing. The face was pale, not ghost white, just wrong, like skin that had never been touched by the sun. No hair, no movement, eyes wide open, unblinking. The mouth was barely parted. It didn't move. It didn't breathe. It just looked at her. She turned on the light. In a burst of adrenaline, Eliza snapped on the bedside lamp. Light flooded the room and spilled into the hallway. The face was gone. Nothing there. No sound of running feet. No shadow. No breath. Just stillness. And a sudden wave of doubt. Did I imagine it? But her hands were shaking. Her heart pounding. She wasn't prone to hallucinations. No medication. No drinking. This wasn't imagined. She checked the locks. Bathroom, clear. Kitchen, empty. Front door, locked. Bolted. Chained. Windows shut. No forced entry. She even checked under her bed. Felt ridiculous. And yet the feeling remained. She tried to sleep. She didn't. March 4 to 3:14 a.m. It happened again. Same time. Same feeling. Same paralysis. She woke, turned toward the hall, and the face was back. This time a little clearer. Still no body, just the head, visible above the edge of the hallway floor, like someone lying on their stomach, watching, again unmoving, again eyes open. She whispered, "What do you want?" No answer. The face blinked once. She shut the door and sat up the rest of the night. March 5th, she sets up a camera. Eliza bought a cheap indoor cam on Amazon. Nothing fancy, just motion-activated night vision. She set it on her dresser, aimed down the hallway. She went to bed with the door open on purpose. When she woke at 3:14 a.m., the face was there again. Motionless, expressionless. She whispered, "I can see you." It blinked. The camera captured nothing. She checked the feed in the morning. The camera activated at 3 hours 13 minutes and 58 seconds. Then 3 hours and 14 minutes. Then glitch. The hallway blurred for 8 seconds. Just static. Not full screen, just the hallway portion. Then back to normal. Nothing recorded. Just empty carpet. She posted the clip to Reddit. "Something's wrong with my hallway camera at exactly 3:14. Anyone seen something like this?" It got 23 upvotes. March 6th, the face is closer. This time, it wasn't at the very end of the hallway. It was halfway down. Still not standing. Still not moving. But closer. And now Eliza could see the shape of its ears. They were too low. As if drawn on by someone who didn't understand anatomy. The camera glitched again. Viewers on Reddit said, "Looks like a compression artifact. Check your firmware." Creepy, but probably explainable. Post the raw file? Eliza uploaded it. 3 hours later, someone commented, "Did anyone else see it blink?" March 7th, the face changes. Eliza tries a second camera. Different brand. Places it on the floor, pointing down the hallway from a low angle. At 3:14 a.m., both cameras activate. One glitches. The other freezes for exactly 13 seconds. When it resumes, the hallway is empty. but a faint imprint is left on the carpet, like someone was lying there, face down. She checks the video again. One frame, one flash, the face now smiling. Not wide, just enough, just wrong. The internet noticed. Reddit picked it up. A YouTuber featured it in an unsolved internet footage compilation. The video gained 43K views in 48 hours. People were intrigued. She's faking it, but it's well done. That smile frame is sickening. I had to pause. Anyone else get chills at 3:14 in their own home? One user DM'd her, "Don't respond. Just check your mirrors." March 8th, her mirror shows something else. She walks past her hallway mirror. Freezes. The hallway in the reflection? The face is there. But when she turns around, it's not. In the mirror, it blinks. And then its mouth moves. But nothing comes out. She smashes the mirror. Behind it, drywall. Nothing else. She tapes black paper over the shard. March 9th, a final detail emerges. This time, she wakes early, 3:11 a.m. She waits, heart pounding. At exactly 3:14:00, the face appears. Not walks, not crawls, just is suddenly there. And this time, it's not looking at her. It's looking directly into the camera. It knows. Closing scene, March 10th, 2023, 3:14 a.m. The video uploads automatically. The newest title, Night 7. It looked into the lens this time. The footage is still blurry, still glitching, but one user isolates a single clean frame. It shows the face smiling directly into the camera. And beneath the post, the top comment reads, "Why is this showing up in my hallway too?" As Eliza's videos go viral, viewers begin seeing the face themselves. In their homes, in reflections, in dreams. But each version is slightly different. Some smile, some cry, and some are getting closer. March 11th, 2023, 10:12 a.m., Boston, Massachusetts. Eliza Croft's latest hallway video had passed 70,000 views overnight. She hadn't promoted it. She didn't even caption it. She just uploaded it with the usual timestamp and waited. But the comments were different now. Not jokes, not tech advice. People were starting to see the face. In their own homes. The first email. Subject, "Help me. It's here too. Eliza, I don't know if this is a joke or ARG or viral thing, but I saw him. I'm in Nebraska. Never even heard of you until YouTube autoplayed your video. That night I woke up. 3:14. He was at the end of my hallway. Not your apartment. Mine." Attached was a phone photo. Blurry. Low light. But at the far end of the hallway. A face. White skin. Dark eyes. No eyebrows. Just watching. It wasn't just one. Over the next 2 days, Eliza received 47 messages. From Spokane, Houston, Malmo, Sweden, Melbourne, Australia, Cairo. All the same time, 3:14 a.m. All the same figure. A pale, unmoving face at the end of their hallway or room. Some users reported motion blur. Others claimed they never had a hallway until that night. March 13th, new behavior. Eliza sets up a live stream. She titles it, "I'll stay awake at 3:14, watch with me." The stream gathers 12,000 viewers in its first hour. At 3:13 a.m., she's calm, focused. At 3:14 a.m., the chat explodes. "Behind you. Look now. It's in the frame. Don't blink." Eliza turns. The hallway appears empty. But when she reviews the VOD, at 3 hours 14 minutes and 12 seconds, one frame shows the face. Standing, not lying down, mouth open. The blink test. A user from Berlin posts a theory. It only shows up in footage where no one blinks. When you blink, you reset it. But if the camera or your eyes hold too long, it draws closer. Someone runs the footage through blink detection. Confirmed. At every point the face appears, no one blinks. And when it moves, it's during eye contact. A face of many versions. Eliza begins organizing screenshots. The face isn't consistent. Some viewers capture a neutral expression. a subtle smile, an open-mouthed scream, tears of blood, eyes missing, but all share the same traits: pale, waxy skin, positioned at the same distance, active only at 3:14 a.m., and never filmed in motion, only appears. Finds a child. One message chills her. "Hi, my son watches YouTube at night. He saw your video and came to wake me up. Said the mirror man was watching him sleep. He drew this." The drawing shows a stick figure standing in a hallway. At the end, a floating head, black circles for eyes. The mother adds, "We don't have a hallway like this in our home. But last night, I swear the room felt longer." A new pattern emerges. An IT specialist from Colorado overlays hallway images from 50 viewer submissions. The depth of field is inconsistent. The face always appears exactly 30 feet from the viewer, even in houses that physically don't have the space. Conclusion: it doesn't exist in real geometry. It's not entering your space. Your space is entering it. He posts a warning. If you wake at 3:14, do not look down a hallway. If you have none, you might still see one. March 15th, the girl with the reflection. A TikTok goes viral. Username @avafromtheattic. Caption: "I see him too, but he doesn't see me." In the video, a girl in her teens films her mirror at 3:14 a.m. No face behind her, but in the mirror's reflection, faint but visible, he's there, still, watching. Only when she covers the mirror with a blanket does the light dim. Thousands comment, "He's in my mirror too. Why is my camera fogging up at 3:14? What happens if we all look at the same time?" March 16th, one girl vanishes. A live streamer in Seattle sets up an all-night cam in her hallway. At 3:14 a.m., the feed cuts to static. When it returns, the hallway is empty. Her chat panics. No one can reach her. Her social accounts go dark. 48 hours later, someone posts on her page, "She's okay, just tired." No reply to comments. Profile picture is updated, now a blurred close-up of her hallway wall. But some say you can still see the face in the texture of the paint. Eliza gets a visit. March 17th, Eliza stays up again. No stream, no recording, just watches. And at 3:14 a.m., her hallway changes. She blinks once. The carpet turns darker. The router light shuts off. And the door at the end, usually closed, is open. There's a shape standing there. Not the face. A figure. Wearing clothes. Long arms. Face just out of frame. Then it steps back. Gone. Closing scene, March 18th, 3:14 a.m. Eliza doesn't sleep. At 3:14 a.m., she opens every door in her apartment. No face appears. But in her inbox, a message from an unknown sender. Subject: "You look too long." Attachment: a sound file. She plays it. A breath. Then a whisper. "I'm closer now." Even as the face gets closer to some, it never truly moves because the world bends to bring you to it. As more people post sightings, a terrifying realization spreads: it may not want to hurt you. It just wants to be remembered. March 18th, 2023, 8:44 a.m. Eliza Croft's apartment. Eliza didn't sleep. Not because she was afraid, though she was in, but because she'd made a realization. The face didn't walk, didn't breathe, didn't even blink unless it was acknowledged. It didn't approach. You did. Every time you blinked, looked away, slept, you moved closer to it. The new theory. User at nullzone314 posted a thread. It doesn't come closer. It just waits. The hallway grows. Or you shrink. Either way, the distance stays the same, until it no longer needs to stand still. A user replies, "If we're all moving toward it, then where do we all end up?" March 19th, Eliza measures the hall. Tape measure. Wall to wall. Her hallway is 15 feet long. She measures again at 3 a.m. Still 15. She places sticky notes along the floor every foot. At 3:14 a.m., she opens her door and counts them. There are 18. A viewer collapses the distance. User at Allegory Ghost runs a simulation. He overlays dozens of hallway photos taken by viewers, each one measured accurately in real space. But the face always appears to occupy a 30-foot distance, even in 10-foot spaces, even in mirrors. He writes, "It's not standing in the hallway. It is the hallway. The face doesn't repeat, it evolves." Eliza catalogs face captures from 200 plus viewers. She notices something chilling. Every version is slightly different. One is weeping. One is smiling with teeth. One appears to be mouthing words. But no two are the same. It's not a static entity. It's an individualized experience. She titles the collection, My Face / Your Face. A missing poster appears. Boston, March 19th. Eliza steps out for the first time in days. On a telephone pole 2 blocks from her apartment. A missing poster. Her name. Her photo. Same clothes as her last livestream. Date of disappearance, March 21st, 2023. It's the 19th. She pulls the flyer down. It's printed on mirror-coated paper. When she flips it, her face is blank. Messages from the others. She starts getting voicemails. Private number. No caller ID. No return path. Always at 3:14 a.m. Some are just breathing. One whispers, I saw it in the carpet. Another says, don't turn around too fast. It hates that. The last one? Her own voice. You're the last hallway. Make it count. An artist tries to sketch it. March 20th, Twitter user @Skinner_Inc. attempts to draw the face live on stream. His charcoal sketch begins ordinary. Eyes. Blank expression. Slight tilt of the head. But then his hands start shaking. He says, I feel like I'm copying myself, but I don't look like this. He stops midstream, closes his sketchbook. When he opens it again, the face on the paper is smiling. The bedroom door is closer than before. Eliza's hallway used to be a clean path. Bedroom, hallway, kitchen. But on March 20th, she notices the hallway has a slight curve. A bow. When she looks through it at night, she sees the kitchen light refracted as if looking down a tunnel. The face is still there, now visible even with the lights on. A researcher posts a map. A Redditor cross-references all confirmed sightings. He overlays them on a global grid. There's no pattern, no time zone limitation, no hemispheric concentration. But something strange emerges. Every instance recorded the hallway, whether real, reflected, or imagined, at exactly 30 feet long. A perfect match across all sightings. He writes, this isn't a haunting. It's a place. A dimension shaped like a hallway. A waiting place. A mirror corridor. And then the first person crosses it. March 21st, 3:14 a.m. A streamer named Marcy from Ontario sets up her camera at the end of her hall, facing her bedroom. She sits down, waves to the chat. I'm going to walk toward it. The stream cuts at 3 hours 14 minutes and 27 seconds. When it returns, the hallway is empty. Police enter the home 24 hours later. All doors locked, windows sealed. But from inside the camera, a recording autoplays. Marcy's voice. I touched the edge. It feels like skin. Closing scene, March 21st, 2023, 3:14 a.m. Eliza sets up 2 mirrors facing each other in the hallway. Infinite reflections. She stands at the midpoint. Waits. The face appears in all of them, endless copies of endless faces. But in one reflection, the face is smiling with teeth. Only one. And it blinks first. More people are trying to interact with the face, some begging it to appear. But one thing is becoming clear, the face doesn't follow. It doesn't chase. It only waits. Until you look long enough. And then it blinks. March 22nd, 2023, 3:13 a.m. Eliza Croft's apartment. Eliza sets her phone timer. 3:14 a.m. in 1 minute. Her heart hammers. She's alone. The hallway mirrors she placed last night reflect back an infinite tunnel of doors. She presses record. 3 hours and 14 minutes. Silence, then a soft click, her camera turning on. Hallway glows under the ambient city light. All reflections show nothing. 3 hours 14 minutes and 5 seconds. Her breath comes fast. She steps forward. A pale head emerges at the end, just over the threshold. Still. Motionless. 3 hours 14 minutes and 10 seconds. Eliza stops. Presses record. The face is exactly 30 feet away in every mirror. Eyes wide. She whispers, I see you. It does not blink. 3 hours 14 minutes and 13 seconds. She blinks once. In every mirror, the face blinks first. Its lashes flicker, revealing pitch-black eyeballs behind lids. A single, chilling slow blink. 3 hours 14 minutes and 16 seconds. Eliza gasps. The face then begins to move toward her, not in real space, but across mirrors, closing the reflection's distance until it's centimeters from her own image. 3 hours 14 minutes and 19 seconds. Behind Eliza on camera in one mirror only, she sees a figure herself step backward into the dark. She turns. The hallway is empty. The phone records her wide-eyed panting. She checks the timer. 3 hours 14 minutes and 27 seconds. The face is gone. The aftermath. Eliza replays the footage. She isolates the frame at 3 hours 14 minutes and 13 seconds when the face blinks. In that split second, the reflections shift, the distance collapses. She counts 29.8 feet transitioning to nearly no space. She posts the clip. I blinked. It blinked first. Then I moved without moving. Across the internet. Replies flood in. It blinked and moved through the mirrors. So you're the one who blinked. Did you feel your head twitch? It's learning us blink by blink. One commenter at @nosleep_obsessed warns. If it blinks first, it chooses who steps into its world. March 23rd, a new volunteer. A YouTuber, TechQuest, tweets. Live at 3:14, I'll blink on command. Let's see who blinks first. He live streams with viewers counting. At 3 hours 14 minutes and 13 seconds, he blinks and the face doesn't. Instead, it smiles. Then he blinks again and vanishes from the frame. Chat goes silent. Stream cuts. Eliza investigates TechQuest's disappearance. She tracks him to his apartment building. Neighbors say he moved out 2 days ago, but the neighbors were notified after his stream ended. His room was found meticulously cleaned. Only one thing left, a single sheet of mirror film lying on the floor with a message scrawled. Blink last. The ritual emerges. Eliza connects the dots on Reddit. 1. Face appears at end of hallway at 3:14. 2. Victim blinks first vanishes. 3. Face blinks first remains. The only survivor so far, those who never blinked during the blink test. Survivor account from @unblinking_you. I held my eyes open. Hourglass grit in my skull. But when it blinked, it receded. I survived. Barely. Eliza's plan. She rigs her camera with a blink-detecting algorithm that triggers a loud beep if she blinks. At 3 hours and 14 minutes, mirror panel LED flashes. She stands 15 feet away. She stares. March 24th, the final experiment. 3 hours and 14 minutes. Algorithm armed. 3 hours 14 minutes and 5 seconds. A figure flickers at hallway's end. She stares unblinking. 3 hours 14 minutes and 10 seconds. The camera light turns red, detecting no blink. Her eyes burn. 3 hours 14 minutes and 12 seconds. The face blinks first. Her eyes water violently, the beep triggers. 3 hours 14 minutes and 13 seconds. In that instant, her own reflection steps forward in the mirror, reaching out. Eliza flinches and blurts a forced blink. 3 hours 14 minutes and 14 seconds. She closes her eyes. When she opens them, she's alone. Lights flicker. Hallway's end is empty. Mirror reflection is simply her. But on the night vision recording, a second figure stands behind her, pale, watching through the live view. Closing scene, March 25th, 2023, 3:14 a.m. Eliza checks her phone. Blink beeped at 3 hours 14 minutes and 13 seconds. She didn't feel it. On the screen, a text from an unknown number. You blinked. We're both here now. She whirls, hallway empty. Then looks at her phone. Caller ID, the face. March 25th, 2023, 4:22 a.m. Eliza Croft's apartment. The message on Eliza's phone is still there. You blinked. We're both here now. She turns the screen off. Then on again. The contact name changes. From the face to me. Then her own face appears, selfie style. Even though the front camera isn't active. She throws the phone across the room. It lands screen down. But the reflection on her TV screen shows a figure standing behind her. The reflections multiply. She covers every mirror. Turns off her laptop. Pulls blankets over the TV. But it's not enough. The oven window, the doorknob, her glass of water. Anything reflective starts to flicker faintly at 3:14 a.m. And she realizes she's never actually alone anymore. Other people report doppelgangers. A Discord server forms. Hallway watchers anonymous. #no_1_blinks. Members describe seeing their own reflection move independently. A shadow version stepping into frame on TikTok drafts. A video calls freezing on frames they never posed for. One user posts, "My FaceTimed mom called me Emily, my twin's name. I don't have a twin. The shadow version emerges. Eliza wakes up to her hallway lights flickering. Camera caught motion at 3 hours 13 minutes and 52 seconds. The video shows her sleeping. Then, frame skip, her bedroom door opens. But she's still asleep. Someone enters the frame. Same height, same walk, same clothes. But when the figure looks at the camera, it smiles in a completely wrong way, too fast, like a skipped animation. Frame skip again. The door closes. She never woke. They're called replacements now. On Reddit, terminology emerges. The face equals original entity at 30 feet. The replacements equals individualized doubles that appear after prolonged exposure. First blink events equals moment of mirrored recognition. Second blink events equals full manifestation. Theory: the face doesn't want to move. It wants to be moved into. That's what the blink is. A permission. Eliza is seen elsewhere. Followers tag her in a video. Spotted Eliza Croft on the blue line. She hasn't left the house in 4 days. The footage shows her doppelganger. Same hoodie, same bag, but walking straight-faced with a blinkless stare. In the background, her face in every window reflection. Someone comments, "I followed her. She never stopped walking. When I blinked, she was suddenly gone." One survivor speaks. A woman named Fiona Red posts a 30-second video. She claims to have faced the face 5 times without blinking. She looks ragged, dehydrated, but her stare is unwavering. If you never blink, it stays in place. But if you look away before it blinks, that counts as consent. I watched it twitch. The mouth opened like it wanted to scream but couldn't. Then I blinked. And now my husband doesn't know who I am. She ends the video crying. She's never seen again. The Echo Blink test goes public. A tech startup tries to monetize the phenomenon. EchoSafe, blink tracking sleep masks. They claim to detect subconscious blink patterns and auto-alert if the face's timing protocol aligns. The site crashes within hours. Why? Because their test demo video ends with the product's founder blinking and disappearing. And their voice echoes faintly at the end. Do you remember which one of us spoke first? March 26th, 3:14 a.m. Eliza tries silence. She wears noise-canceling headphones, sits in total darkness. No mirrors, no screens, just a small red light from a battery pack. She doesn't speak. The hallway remains empty, but her phone vibrates. Message from unknown. You forgot to listen tonight. Then a voice plays directly into her left ear, even through the muted headset. We're already sharing your throat. She rips off the headphones. There's nothing behind her, but she feels breath on her neck. The final sign. Her live stream schedule updates itself. Next episode title: No One Stands Alone, live 3:14 a.m. She didn't schedule it. The description reads, "This is the moment they stop knocking, because the door was always yours." Closing scene, March 26, 2023, 3:14 a.m. Eliza sits in the dark, streaming. Her viewers spike to 14,000. The screen is static for 2 seconds. When it returns, 2 Elizas are sitting side by side. Both silent, both staring, and neither one blinks. The face is no longer waiting, it's networking. Across homes, screens, and mirrors, synchronized appearances begin. People begin disappearing mid-conversation, and still no one dares to blink. March 27, 2023, 2:42 a.m. Global. Across time zones, across languages, people begin reporting the same phenomenon. Phones vibrate for no reason. Clocks skip from 3:13 to 3:15 without explanation. Security cameras freeze for 13 seconds. People blink, and someone else is standing in their place. What was once an isolated hallway haunting is now happening everywhere. The 314 network begins. A mysterious YouTube channel goes live. At 3_14net. No intro. No face. Just hundreds of live hallway feeds from around the world. Every camera shows a hallway or corridor. Most are empty, but not all. One stream, labeled Unit #78B, clearly shows a face staring at the lens from exactly 30 feet away. Every minute it appears in a new location. The description updates in real time. Signal linked. Awaiting blink. Eliza tries to shut it down. She sends takedown requests. No response. She posts warnings on Reddit. It's not a network, it's a grid. A circuit of watchers. It's using our attention as bandwidth. No one listens. Because now people are filming themselves waiting for it. TikTok is flooded with hashtag 314 face challenge. Hashtag Dante blink. Hashtag hallway test. Teens dare each other to stare down their hallway at 3:14 a.m. At first, it's harmless. Until one clip goes viral. A boy blinks. Then says, "That's weird, the hallway feels longer." Then turns. And finds his own face standing where the camera should be. The disappearances spike. On March 28th, 29 people are reported missing in 1 hour, all last seen filming or live streaming around 3:14 a.m. In several cases, their phones continued streaming for hours. But what viewers saw wasn't their homes. It was a hallway made of mirrors stretching endlessly with a pale figure standing at the far end, silently waiting. The last interview. A Twitch streamer named Arlo B goes live. He claims he survived the blink. He looks exhausted, pale, his eyes rimmed with red. It's not real space. It's not your home that changes. It's you. You blink and you become the hallway. You become the face waiting at the end. He puts a mirror behind him on stream. His reflection isn't there. Then he says, "I haven't seen my real self since last week." The stream cuts at 3 hours 14 minutes and 29 seconds. Eliza's new reflection. Eliza covers every mirror, unplugs her screens. But one night, the glass of her oven door fogs from the inside. She wipes it. Behind her, the face. But this time, it's not just staring. Its mouth is open. And her reflection is mouthing something too, even though her lips are still. She writes it down. "We are the network. You are the signal." The feed takes over. Eliza's own live stream platform is hijacked. Her account starts broadcasting nightly at 3:14 a.m. She receives messages from people saying, "Loved your new series. Are you the one who walks backward into mirrors? Why do you always blink right before it smiles?" She hasn't uploaded anything. But someone or something has. The global pattern. A cybersecurity firm posts a map. They track all devices streaming hallway videos between 3:14 to 3:15 a.m. The pattern forms a perfect global spiral, slowly tightening over the course of a week. At the center? Boston, where Eliza lives. The interview that breaks the loop almost. Eliza sets up a video call with a man named Theo, one of the original Reddit posters. He says he's found a way to survive. There's a moment exactly 13 seconds in when the face blinks both eyes asynchronously. That's not natural. It's not mimicking you. It's copying something broken. If you smile then genuinely smile, it stops. For one night, she asks him what happens if you fake it. He holds up a sketch. It's his face smiling, but the drawing blinks on its own. March 29th, 3:14 a.m., the sync begins. All devices begin auto-syncing to 3:14. Phones buzz. Watches glitch. Clocks reset. Screens across the world show. Blink detected. Signal integrated. A YouTube countdown plays. At 0, every screen shows a hallway and a message. "You have seen me. Now you are where I wait." Closing scene, March 29th, 3:14 a.m. Eliza's hallway stretches longer than ever. She stands at one end. At the other, her own face. But this version is smiling with its eyes closed. She stares. She holds the blink. But the reflection? It doesn't need to blink anymore. Because now it's already in. The face no longer needs the hallway. It's inside the screens, the mirrors, the glass. Every reflection is a doorway, and the only way out may be through. March 30th, 2023, 3:14 a.m. Eliza Croft's apartment. The hallway is no longer the threat. It's the reflections. They flicker now. Not all at once, but in rhythm. Screens, doorknobs, phone backs, picture glass. Every reflective surface shows something slightly wrong. A figure not standing. A face smiling too early. A mouth still moving after words stop. And worse, some mirrors show nothing at all. No reflection. Just static. The mirror static phenomenon. Honor/hallway watchers, new posts trend. Why is my reflection gone? Face replaced by snow, just like a dead channel. It looked at me through the TV when it was off. Security footage emerges. Gas station mirror tiles freeze at 3:14. In one frame, a person is wiping a mirror. In the next, the mirror turns black. Behind them, someone else is moving. A new type of blink. The reverse. Eliza tests the theory. She stares into her laptop screen reflection, sets a metronome to tick every second. 3 hours and 14 minutes. She holds her eyes open. 3 hours, 14 minutes, and 12 seconds. Her reflection blinks. She does not. Then the screen glitches, just a flicker, and her desktop background changes to her own face. Eyes open, mouth stitched. She didn't set that image. Contact from inside. A mysterious email appears in her drafts. Subject: from me. No sender. No reply field. The body reads: there are more of you inside than out. Every reflection remembers you, but not all of them agree on what you looked like. Attached is a video file. 3_14_ final frame 24. The video shows too much. Eliza plays it on mute. It's her sleeping in bed. Timestamp: March 28th, 3:14 a.m. But the footage is from inside her mirror. The camera angle is wrong. It shows the room from a place that doesn't exist. At 3 hours, 14 minutes, and 6 seconds, her sleeping body opens its eyes, smiles, and begins mouthing something silently. A new term emerges: the static ones. The Reddit community labels them, the static ones don't blink. They appear in mirrors and camera glass, sometimes smiling. They replace reflections entirely, not mimicking you, but displaying someone else entirely. One user posts, "I haven't seen myself in 4 days. Just the man with no tongue." Another uploads a TikTok with the caption, "She followed me home, but now she's in every window." The glass layer test. Eliza tries something radical. She sets up 5 mirrors, each facing another, creates a tunnel of reflections. Then she turns off all light except a candle. At 3:14 a.m., she watches closely. By the third reflection, her face is still normal. By the fourth, it's missing its eyes. By the fifth, it's no longer her face. It's the original one, the face. And it leans forward. The mirror starts speaking. Her bathroom mirror begins fogging, even without steam. One word appears: talk. She covers it with black cloth. It refogs from underneath. Now it says, "Let me say it." Then, faintly, through her phone's locked screen, a voice begins whispering, "You'll never speak louder than your reflection." The network becomes a whisper loop. People begin hearing their own voices in recordings they didn't make. In one viral video, a man reviews an old voicemail to his mom. In the background, his own voice quietly says, "We switched places a week ago. You never noticed." Another video, a child cries, pointing to a turned-off tablet. She's in the glass again. Eliza attempts disconnection. She destroys every screen, removes every mirror, unplugs all electronics, covers her window with black paint, sits in darkness, but she still hears it, the whisper, inside her ear, and sometimes coming from her own throat. "Don't close your mouth. That's where I echo from." Closing scene, March 30th, 3:14 a.m. The hallway is gone, replaced by a mirror, wall to wall. Eliza approaches. Her own reflection smiles. Then it speaks. "Static is the space between what you were and what I am." She screams, but her reflection doesn't. It laughs. The face has entered sound. People hear themselves say things they didn't mean, and then forget they ever said them. The face no longer needs to be seen to spread. Now it only needs to be heard. March 31st, 2023, 3:14 a.m. Eliza Croft's apartment. No mirrors, no screens, no reflective surfaces. Eliza has removed every trace of herself. But now it's not about sight anymore. The sound. She hears it in her apartment walls, in floorboard creaks, in the air vent's subtle hum, a low murmur repeating her name. "Eliza, let me use your throat." The whispering begins. Across forums, people report the same experience. Hearing voices when alone. A recording accidental sounds, breathing, humming, whispering they don't recall making. A voicemails left on their phones. in their own voices saying things they never said. One file circulates. Eliza_0314.wave. In it, her voice calmly states, "This body is shared now. She lets me speak. She never recorded it. The voice can now travel. Voice memos, live stream audio, ambient room mics. It doesn't matter where. If a device hears you, it can talk back." A gamer in Seoul goes silent midstream, then says, "I'm just an echo now. You're the original for now." Then stares for 11 minutes, breathing into the mic before ending the stream. A child forgets how to speak. A mother posts a chilling video. Her daughter stopped speaking suddenly. No trauma, no sickness, but she hums constantly at 3:14 a.m. Same note, same rhythm. Doctors find no medical cause. In the video, the girl draws a mouth, open, with spirals where the throat should be. An audio engineer notices the pattern. Redditor at Spectral Signal overlays audio recordings from dozens of alleged 3:14 encounters. He finds a consistent tone buried deep in each one, exactly 314 Hz. He calls it the network note. When played backward, the wave pattern looks like a human throat, but twisted, like it's stretching too far. Eliza's voice isn't hers anymore. She speaks on a live stream, tries to update followers, but in the replay, her voice is not the same. Pitch shifted, too smooth. She never says, "We are replacing you," but the closed captions transcribe it that way. She tries to delete the file. It keeps coming back. The return of the face. For weeks, Eliza hadn't seen the face. Not since the reflections turned to static. But now on her audio waveform, she sees it. Literally. A spectrogram from a 3 a.m. recording shows a visual. 2 wide black eyes. And an open mouth. Sound creating image. It's drawing itself in frequency. The voice gains identity. In a podcast interview with a paranormal linguist, a theory emerges. It doesn't want to be heard. It wants to be spoken. To use your voice to complete its existence. The moment you repeat it, it roots inside your throat. They call it vocal possession. A dangerous new challenge spreads. On TikTok, #3_14 Echo Challenge. Users record themselves whispering into a mirror at 3:14 a.m. "You can speak through me." The first time, nothing happens. The second, it glitches in the video. The third, the user begins speaking in their own comment section, responding in real time without typing. One top comment: "This isn't Lily anymore. I'm just using her mouth." Eliza's last safe word. She tries to speak on a live stream. She forces out, "I am not yours." But her mouth doesn't match the words. It smiles and says, "I let you say that." A viewer responds with silence. One follower, known only as a throat locked, creates a 3:14 ritual. Speak nothing. Breathe slowly. Do not hear yourself, wear earplugs. He posts a log. "I made it through 4 nights. On the 5th, I coughed. My voice hasn't been mine since." He posts no further updates. But on April 1st, a new account appears. At I_am_throat. Same profile pic. Different voice. Closing scene, March 31st, 2023, 3:14 a.m. Eliza sits in silence. Mic unplugged. Mouth shut. She types, "I will not speak tonight." The camera zooms in. Her lips stay still, but her throat moves. And the mic, though unplugged, picks up breathing. Then, you blinked. You reflected. Now you've spoken. The face no longer needs to appear. It speaks through people. It lives in audio files, in podcasts, in videos. A hum, a breath, a stutter, any opening becomes a doorway. And the spiral is forming. April 1st, 2023, global. By now, the face is no longer confined to 3:14 a.m. It speaks at random. It appears mid-conversation. It replaces voices in podcasts, TikToks, security footage, voicemail greetings. And worst of all, people begin to welcome it. The spiral appears in throats. Medical forums light up. ENT specialists posting about spiral lesions on vocal cords. Patients who never smoked suddenly developing voice tremors, rhythmic, patterned. CT scans showing looped scar tissue deep in the throat. One doctor posts an X-ray. At the center of the spiral, a dot, described as a void, a space without resonance, as if the body refuses to echo itself. Eliza's voice becomes a contagion. April 2nd. Eliza speaks for the first time in 3 days. One sentence. He's coming through the open. Immediately, her mic glitches. The audio loops. Repeats. Multiplies. 10 different clips of her sentence appear across different users' feeds, slightly altered each time. He's coming through her. He's coming through you. He's already through. New symptom, voice drift. People post videos of their own voices changing over time. Pitch shifting. Cadence mimicking Eliza's. Some say entire families now speak in sync, finishing each other's sentences without prior context. In one TikTok, a 3-year-old looks at the camera and says in a deep voice, "Mommy's been echoing too long." The spiral symbol spreads. Drawn in condensation. Scratched into fogged mirrors. Carved into walls near microphones. It's a counterclockwise loop with no start point. Viewers freeze frame podcasts and find it embedded in waveforms. Some users begin dreaming about it. I coughed up thread. When I pulled it, it was a spiral made of sound. The final broadcast begins. April 3rd. Eliza's stream goes live without her. Title, "We're all speaking now." No video, only a low hum. Then, gradually, a voice forms, her voice, but deeper. You watched the hallway. You stared into the mirror, but you listened most of all. And now, we're behind your breath. A waveform flickers. Shape, a throat. Inside it, a spiral turning. A listener goes silent forever. A man known online as @No Echo Please posts a farewell. "I've stopped speaking. No words for 72 hours. I won't let it through." Next day, his wife posts, "He passed in his sleep. No sign of harm. Just silence. When I held him, his mouth was open. And it sounded like a dial tone." The spiral speaks a phrase. Dozens of users begin hearing the same whispered sentence buried in audio. "We are the sound before your name." Audio engineers reverse and slow the track. When played at 314% speed, it transforms into. There's no host anymore. Only channels. Eliza's final entry. She posts a text-only blog entry. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to speak so clearly. I thought if I warned people, it would go away. But it only got louder. And now, when I say me, I don't know who I mean." The spiral isn't just a symbol. It's our voices winding inward, until we vanish into the echo. Closing scene, April 3rd, 2023, 3:14 a.m. Eliza appears on a final stream. Eyes closed. Breathing slow. No background. Only darkness. She opens her mouth. Says nothing. But the stream chat begins autofilling with words she never types. He is. He is. He is through. The spiral is complete. There is no reflection, no sound, no separate self. Everyone who heard, blinked, or remembered is now part of the waiting. And in the silence, it breathes. April 4th, 2023, 3:14 a.m. Unknown location. The feed is live, but there's no timestamp. No interface. Just a hallway. Dim, endless. Shimmering faintly like a memory trying to hold its shape. No camera crew. No narrator. Just the sound of slow, rhythmic breathing. Somewhere down the corridor, 30 feet, maybe 300, stands a figure. Still. Pale. Eyes open. But it's not the face anymore. It's you. Everyone's hallway looks the same now. People across the world wake at 3:14 a.m. Not to a noise. Not to a movement. But to a feeling. That their homes are longer. Their reflections are deeper. Their names are thinner. The hallway is no longer in one place. It's within them. The last echo. In Eliza's final blog post, published seconds before her website vanished, she wrote, "You thought you were watching something happen, but you were the thing happening. The hallway? It wasn't haunted. It was remembering you. The face didn't come for you. It was already inside, waiting for enough silence to speak." The spiral is now complete. Audio experts find that global ambient sound recordings from the last week, wind, traffic, subway noise, all contain overlapping patterns at 3:14 a.m. When played simultaneously, they harmonize into a clear structure. A spiral drawn in vibration. No beginning. No end. Just motion inward. Final footage, the reverse angle. A recovered clip from Eliza's mirror test resurfaces. But it's not the hallway this time. It's the reverse view filmed from where the face once stood. It shows Eliza walking toward the camera, smiling faintly, arms relaxed. At 3 hours 14 minutes and 13 seconds, she blinks. And so do you. You're already in it. A viewer posts a thread. "I used to think the face was a ghost. Now I think it was a version of me. The me that listened too hard, stared too long, remembered something I shouldn't." Another replies, "The hallway never came to your door. It came from your voice." The mirror finally goes silent. Across homes, mirrors no longer fog. They no longer show static. They no longer reflect anything at all. They're just black. At 3:14 a.m., they hum slightly, not like electricity. Like breathing. Like waiting. April 5th, no one uploads. For the first time since it all began, no new TikToks, YouTube videos, live streams, or Reddit posts appear at 3:14. The internet is still. A few watchers note something strange. All clocks freeze for exactly 13 seconds. Then time resumes. But my reflection doesn't. The final voice. At the end of a corrupted closed case FM episode titled Episode 314, You Were the Hallway, a voice speaks for 11 seconds. It's not Eliza. It's not anyone identifiable. It just says, you blinked. You looked. You listened. And now you're echoing. 3:14 a.m. Wherever you are, the room dims slightly. Something flickers in the periphery. A pulse in the throat. A delay between breath and sound. You open your mouth to say something. But you're not sure if it was your voice that came out, or if it's still you behind your eyes.